Hello my fellow human beings, I'm your friend Mason Jar. Today we're going to be playing a bit of Minecraft. I'm sorry I haven't been on in about 4 weeks. We just got back from vacation and that was 1 week, and the other 3 weeks my sister was playing Fortnite a lot. So I didn't get to get on during that time. So I have a few projects that I'm working on, the city project and the medieval town project. Both of them I believe are shared on Planet Minecraft. I don't think that this one shared correctly last time, but we're going to go ahead and go into it once it loads. That's pretty quick. So this is the city I've been working on. Got some nice little roadways. This block isn't finished. Nothing is really finished in here. And I built this one little building here. It's called a bank. It's meant to be a bank. Go inside, it's got some nice, I'm gonna call it wooden paneling. Got like a little couch and table and chairs and stuff. Got tellers, booths and stuff. Up here there's a staircase. Let's see if I remember which button I click. Nope. I'll fix that later. It's been a while since I've played Minecraft. So I got a whole bunch of chests up here, and these are meant to be like vaults and stuff to hold diamonds and gold and emeralds. So I've been talking to my friends about it. It was like months ago that I was talking to them, and they really like it and they think it looks great and it looks awesome, but I'm not very happy with it. I don't like it. I'm playing a lot of City Skylines, and I've realized that 2 lanes with a dotted line in between isn't gonna work for a big city. And I'd also like to raise everything up by 5 or 10 blocks, so that way I can put like a subway or metro, whatever you call it, underneath of the city. I want to do that, so today I'm gonna be raising up the bank. The roads, I'm gonna have to think of something to do with them. So might as well go ahead and get going. So for today's video, I'm actually going to do a little time-lapse of me moving the building up, because it's probably not going to be very entertaining. I'm just going to sit here in silence probably and maybe listen to a bit of music. I might actually do a voiceover later about me just talking about my vacation, since we did get back from that recently. Alright, so my vacation. When I moved the bank, I got back the day before, and we did spend a week there. So today it's the day after I built the bank, so I've been back for 2 days. I'm probably not going to publish the video for another week, so I really don't know how long it's been when you watch this. It might be more than a week, because it takes me forever. I'm working on like 3 videos at once, but it took us 2 days to drive down. We went to North Carolina. It was like a little island, and there was like an intercoastal waterway after the island, and we were in this big condo building. I think it was probably like the biggest on the island, and it was a pretty nice little room. I liked it, but the first 2 days were a little rainy, and that's kind of sucked a little bit, but after that it got better. So in the rainy days, we kind of just stood on the balcony and watched the waves and just talked to each other. But later at night, we'd play some Monopoly or Jenga, because we found those in the condo. We did watch a bit of Law and Order. They were doing like a marathon thing where they were showing like all 400 episodes. That was pretty fun, but it wasn't the beach when we came down there to get. So when the weather did get better, each day we were taking like beach walks. We walked from our condo all the way down to the right of our condo to the end of the island, and we started walking the other way other days, but it's just super long out that way, and we didn't make it. Like it even took a long time when we drove down that way. So there were 2 piers that we did get to walk out on. One of them, because it was like a restaurant that we ate at that had the pier, and the other pier you had to pay to go out on, and we didn't have money at the moment. So when it did get nice, we did spend some time at the beach. I got a new boogie board and tried to do the wave thing. I failed miserably. It was awful. I sucked. But I dug like a giant hole in the sand, so that was pretty cool too. It was like a foot deep, maybe like, I don't know, 4x2. It was like a rectangle. We hung out on the beach for like 2 or 3 days. It was, well, we did different days, not the same day. You get what I mean, right? Anyway, so we ate a lot of seafood. Believe it or not, whenever you go near the ocean, pretty much every place sells seafood. Now, I did experience a Bojangles. I'd never eaten at a Bojangles before, and honestly, I know it's fast food, but it did taste really good. I loved it, and I'd gladly get some more Bojangles in the future. So one of the restaurants we did eat at was a Mexican restaurant, which the day after we looked at, we were getting ice cream actually, and we looked at it and it was pretty empty. Typically there was a line outside because it's a very busy restaurant. It does seem a little weird to me to go to the beach to eat Mexicans, but we did. And it was the next day that we found out that they had to close it because someone who was in the restaurant was confirmed with coronavirus. We don't know when they ate there. It could have been last week, it could have been the week before, it could have been this week, it could have been like when we were there, so we really don't know. We're gonna hang out at our house for another 2 weeks. I mean, could play video games all day probably. I might have more time to work on a video, but I've already been laying around the house all day. Now I have a reason to do it though, so that's, gotta look at the bright side of things, I guess. It only took us 1 day to drive back because we got an early start, and we got back, it was like 4. We ate fast food every meal of the day because we didn't want to go in and sit anywhere because we could have the virus. I really can't think of much more to talk about at the moment, and I've only been talking for 4 minutes. I don't know how long I need to go, so I'll just talk about my plans for the city. As I said, I was going to build a subway. I've never actually been to a subway other than the one that sells footlongs, but that's beside the point. So I'm just going to have to kind of like guess what it looks like, or I could probably like Google it. In my area, we really don't have any public transport other than a bus line that doesn't stop near my house at all. As for the roads, currently they're just 2 lanes with a dotted line in between. That implies that you can switch lanes, so that'd be very bad if people were going different directions in each of the lanes. So I'm gonna make it 2 lanes and then a little wall in the center and then another 2 lanes. I don't know if I'm gonna put plants in the center, probably not, because that might make it a bit too big. But I do want it to be bigger than it is, but I don't want it to be like a massive interstate kind of thing. Whenever I'm bored, the city and the medieval city are the 2 things that I do in my free time. So my plans for this city as of now, that I'm just gonna build like a bunch of big buildings and make it like an actual city. There's gonna be like hotels and movie theaters and restaurants and all sorts of stuff. I'm even gonna do like a little park. Thinking back, I'm glad that I recorded myself moving the bank when I did, because right now like everyone is in the house and I'm like sitting in my closet trying to escape the noise to get a good recording. I don't want to have like a bunch of screaming and like yelling and talking and dogs barking in the background, because that's just not very enjoyable to listen to. But today I did record that. My parents were at the Walmart and I don't know what my sister was doing. I really hope that I've been talking long enough, because I can't think of anything else to say on any topic, so I'm just gonna stop and let you go back to the video, and if it's not long enough, then I'm just gonna give you guys some music to jam to. But if it is long enough, that's great. I did my job, so see you guys. Alright, it's finally finished. I've moved the entire bank up by, I believe, 10 blocks. It's taken me a good while. Did it in multiple sessions, so I'm gonna have to put it all together, and I'll put however long it took on the screen because I didn't pay very much attention to that. But it's finally done. Now, in case you have forgotten why I did this, I raised it up because I want to do like underground subway, and I was planning on redoing the roads anyway, so why not make the road a little wider. I'm gonna mess around with the road design off screen, but the bank is done. If you enjoyed watching, make sure to let me know. I'm also interested in how I can improve if you want to tell me about that as well. I don't have anything else, so that's the end.